Hello friends, welcome to Tech Plus Lab. Today we are going to review a Bluetooth IAMs from a strange Chinese company called CBAOOO. The model name is C10, but they came in a box printed with two models, one on each side. I think they were just giving the same box for both the models to cut down the costs. Well, that's a good decision for a startup company. By looking at the quotations on the box, I think they're trying to promise too much. Let's see how they live up to the expectations. Here is the smallest box I have ever unpacked for a Bluetooth headset. They are so tiny, but everything is fitted in well. I must say they look cool though. They come with these three things in it, just the Bluetooth headset, charger, and some extra ear tips. On the first glance, they looked amazing, with full metal units on both sides and a good quality, though a not waterproof Bluetooth adapter. Yes, but I can know that they are not waterproof just by looking at them because they have a small grills underneath each button and also below the LED. Upon taking a closer look, I have seen that the ventilation for the driver is a little bit misplaced. I think you can see that on the camera, but I can clearly see that. But I thought it's okay if they sound really good. And they really do sound really good. But let me get to the exact point where I think you should know that these aren't for everyone. I mean, if you do love vocals a lot and do not like that much of bass, these aren't for you. I don't mean these blew you away with a great bass, but they have some really good bass that takes over the vocals. I hope you understand what I mean. Also, the magnet at the back of these earphones is not that great. They do stick, but they slide with a simple swipe with your thumb, and that's not a great thing. But for the price, these are simply amazing. One more thing is that they come with a tangle-free flat cable. It is thin, but I'm sure it's sturdy. And the build quality can be improved a lot, especially as I told you, when you inspect them with close-ups. I mean, you can actually see there is a lot of gap between the attachments of wire to the earpiece and the outer ventilation grill to the driver unit as such, but they're not clearly seen unless you observe them carefully. So that's not a thing to keep in mind, but it's okay. As far as the connection is concerned, they're not as fast as Skullcandy or the Hawaii earphones that I have used before, but they are pretty good at staying connected, which is really important for a Bluetooth headset. I mean, they only take up a few seconds to connect, but still they're not as fast as my previous earphones or anything that I used before. Let's now get into the details of sound quality. The sound quality is just amazing for the price, especially for bass heads out there. There are not a lot of thumping bass, but still there is quite enough bass to satisfy the bass heads out there, and I'm really impressed with that. Sub bass also feels great, and the mids are clear. The vocals are a little bit mixed up, I should say. I think the bass overpowers them, but still vocals and treble are pretty good for the price. The sound signature on these lean towards more fun sounding V-shaped signature, and they are bass heavy though. I think it was a little bit mixed up, and whether you like this or not depends completely upon you, and especially whether you like more bass or not. That's what you need to keep in mind, because these are not for the vocal lovers. I mean, the vocals are good enough, but they are not as great as I would expect. But I must agree, during video watching, movies, etc., the vocals are great. But if you don't want those overpowering bass, then I think you must check out the Hawaii earphones that I reviewed before. Though they are dual drivers, though they do have bass, they have a distinct vocals, maybe due to the extra speaker in there. And so I do prefer them for such people. The battery backup is something that surprised me. They said that the best quality would have come around 7 hours, and I really get around 4 to 5 hours on using with high volumes. I know they mean it like 7 to 8 hours of backup is when you use them with a medium volume, but I prefer to use high volume, so I tested them on high volume with a full charge, and they came around for 5 hours, I think, and that's really good. Although they put a rubber cap on the port, it is still not a waterproof. It may be sweat proof, but not to the extent that you can run it with sweat. I mean, not for heavy workouts, because I can clearly see small gaps between the buttons and below the LED indicator cap. That simply says that it is not a waterproof at all. But they do fit in ear very comfortably, and the ear tips that come with are amazing, and you don't need to change them. And they come in 3 different sizes, and they go deep in ear and isolate very well. You cannot hear your surroundings, so be careful, and I don't recommend using these during your driving sessions. Finally, do I recommend these? Especially if you're low on budget and want some great quality Bluetooth earphones for the price, best bang for the buck kind of thing, then these are for you. But remember, these are for bass heads only. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, and do let me know if you have any doubts during these about these earphones, and I will try to answer them as fast as possible. Thank you guys.